Hello everyone. So this is what I wound up with yesterday. I wound up with a technique that I kind of settled on, and I thought I want to make some more. Like, I have this whole little box of gears that I've die cut, and I want to make more of the gears in particular. But I thought I would come in and show you the technique that I settled on. So these are the cards that I experimented with yesterday, and I went back and I sprayed them all with the Rusty Hinge stain, and I really like how these came out as well, but the stains doesn't stick well, so I need to find a spray, maybe a matte spray to spray those with. This one is interesting. It's different than the others because what I did was I sprayed it with the metallic Tim Holtz Distress sprays, and then I went over it with the Rusty Hinge, sorry. And I don't know, it's interesting. It kind of looks like, I don't know if it looks like it's got gold on it or if it's got some kind of encrusting coral kind of spongy thing. I don't know, it's just interesting. Definitely looks like it's been under the sea for a while. So these on this side have no sealant on them yet. I'm really happy with how this one, I think, is my favorite. And then I also love how this one came out. But I think I'm gonna, I think my daughter has some spray sealant that I'm going to use to seal these up, because like I say, the stain, the Rusty Hinge on top of everything else doesn't want to stay. And I don't want it to get all over everything in the journal. These have been coated in matte gel medium. And it gives it kind of a toothiness that I like. I like this. These came out definitely matte and rusty look. Like I like how this looks. I'm just interested in seeing what a spray would do, because when you go over it with either the matte medium or the matte gel, either one, it reactivates the ink. And oh, that actually came out really good. I don't know, I do like these. So anyway, I'm gonna take you through the technique that I settled on as my most successful one. So what I have is some of the golden, it's called golden molding paste. I am recording, aren't I? Yes. Golden molding paste. The lighting is also wonky. It's really dark day here in Massachusetts. We're about to get dumped a load of snow, like 6 to 8 inches. And it's like nobody turned the lights on yet today outside. So I took the molding paste and I mixed it, what did I do with it? With some little bits of very, very super fine craft sand. I could have just gone, I live by the beach. I suppose I could have gone to the beach, but I like how uniform this is. And it was not expensive. And so I've mixed those together, the molding paste and the sand, and it makes this really kind of gritty, lovely paste, and it just seems to work really well. So let's get a couple of gears out. So these are gears that I have die cut with the Tim Holtz dies. These are book plates from the Tim Holtz, I think it's Tim Holtz book plates dies. But I liked how some of these shapes are kind of gear-like. So I did some of those, and then that other shape that I did was from there too. This shape, really like that shape. Maybe I'll do another one of those. And maybe I'll try this one. This one's bigger. This one was really difficult to die cut. It did not. I first tried it with some book page that had been doubled and then gessoed, and it just did not want to cut through. I don't know if it's an anomaly for the one that I got. Maybe it was stamped poorly, but very hard to deal with that one, but I might as well do it. And then I'm just going to take a handful of other gears of various sizes and shapes. Little tiny one. They're very fun, I have to say. Okay, so those are my gears. So the first step in all of this is just to take your molding paste, and I have an angled, oh, what's this called? It's not a spatula. It is a knifey thing. And and I dab, because I want to get, I don't want to swipe and make it all smooth. I want it to be kind of chaotic and organic. So you can tamp the peaks down or you can fluff them up. But I'm just going along the edges. So that's it. It's just super easy. And then it's just a matter of deciding kind of where you want your rust to come down from. So you kind of imagine the edges being more like maybe thinner and more exposed. Kind of like you have to channel, oh wow. Who's the lovely TV painter with the big hair and lovely voice? See where the rust wants to live. He wants some happy little rust in different places on your piece. Okay, that's all I'm going to do there. And it's really just a matter of tapping. The sand does come off. Sometimes it's clumpy. That's fine. It looks good if it's thin. It looks good if it's clumpy. It just kind of works. And a little of the molding paste sand mixture goes a long way, because we're just using itty bitty bits at any one time. And then you have to dry it. So I will grab my heat gun. So what I found that you have to be patient with your heat gun. So it's good to hold the heat gun a little bit a ways from the piece and move it around a lot, because the molding paste does react and it will flatten, and you'll lose all that nice texture if you overheat it. And having the sand in there does help with that, but like I kind of mushed some of them, the ones that I made yesterday, from overheating. There we go, there's that one, and this one. Okay, and that's that. So now I'm going to heat gun it, and I know when I'm watching someone heat gun stuff, I fast forward because it's too loud to chat, and it's loud and it's not that interesting. So feel free to fast forward while I heat gun this. Okay, I think that's good. We'll see. No, it's not dry, but it's dry enough. So then the next thing I have is some Liquitex Basic Acrylics Copper and Bronze. And it turns out these work great. I was trying to get all fancy initially yesterday and I was trying to emulate the folks who had used other kinds of translucent acrylics, and that worked. Turns out these just work really good. So again, I have a stenciling brush. Really, this is just a cheapo Michaels stenciling brush, but it's flat, so you can pounce and stipple. And I have found that watering it down just a little bit makes it coat a little bit more easily. So I'll just give that a little bit of a mix. And then, so the stuff sticking to the whatever you have it on is always an issue. It's one of those things, you know? It's all right. The back doesn't matter. It's gonna get glued down to something anyway. See, and voila, it instantly comes alive. And I like combining the copper and the bronze together on these, just because it gives depth and layer. You don't look at it and go, oh, that was supposed to be copper or that was supposed to be bronze. It goes, oh, rusty metal. So it works. It gives the effect that I'm looking for. And I also found you have to pay attention to the edges a little bit more, because trying to get them after the fact is a little annoying. Okay, and then in the center, I found that I want it to be a little smoother, because the center is the bit that has not yet been corroded or oxidized in the story. So, okay, so there's that. I'm going to go around and do all the copper, and then I'll come in. No, I lie. I'm going to add some bronze. Can you see? Yes. And I'm not going to do it everywhere. I'm just going to break up the copper a little bit, tone it down. So that's all this part is stippling and pouncing all over your piece to try and get a variety of hues and to get it all really well covered. And then we'll have to dry this again, and then we'll play with the patinas. So again, feel free to fast forward to the part that you want. If you're not fast forwarding, well, hello. Hope all is well in your world today. Today is Sunday here right now. And like I say, in eastern New England, Massachusetts, it is a gray day. Cold gray. Got a fire going in the fireplace in the other room. We're supposed to get a ton of wet, heavy snow. But unfortunately, it's supposed to all end before the morning, which decreases the chances of a snow day, which is very sad because we are all in desperate need of a snow day. Everybody's exhausted. The kids are exhausted, the staff, the teachers, the admin. And when everybody gets exhausted, everybody gets a little testy. So it would be great. We had one term end last week, and the very next day, all new classes started. So while we were trying to wrap up the other classes, in fact, grades aren't even due until tomorrow from the teachers. While we were trying to do that, we're trying to learn all new kids and all new classes. It's been absolutely nuts. And everybody I know is like, oh my God, I need a snow day. There's another possibility of some more snow later this week, and I've been watching it, and because it's so far out, the amount totals keep changing, so I don't know what to think. But that would be Thursday into Friday, and actually next week, the week after, is February vacation. So how awesome would it be if we had Thursday and Friday snow days? Oh, that would be fabulous. My district where I work actually is one of the I don't know, few maybe. I don't know if that's accurate, but definitely not one of the majority, but of schools that has opted to go with real snow days and not just go to remote learning, which is really lovely. I appreciate that, school committee. Okay. All right, we're good. So I'm going to get another piece of paper, book page here, and I'm going to transfer them to this page so that when I heat gun them, they don't, or they still may stick, but at least they're not in a puddle of paint, and they may stick less. So I'm really enjoying this process. It feels good to be trying something completely new. It's so funny. I haven't even gotten to like the journaly bit. I did some coffee dyeing. I had a package of blue parchment paper, and I coffee dyed that the other day with the leftover coffee that was in the pot, and that came out really good. I think I'm gonna coffee dye some just some copy paper, and then I also got this. Let me show you. I've got this. So I've got some new oh gosh, my words today. Embossing folders. And I'm going to try playing with some of these in the embossing folders. It's pretty thick, so it'll be interesting to see how that works. And then this is all inspired by this paper pack, Mechanical SeaWorld. And I have to do a cover. Yeah, this is exciting. Isn't that? Look at that. I love the octopus. So yeah, so this is where this is all coming from. And I'm feeling really excited about it all. All right, so I'm going to make a mess. Okay. I'm gonna heat gun this. Okay, and it dries pretty quickly. So now the next step is to play with patinas. And I just realized I used too many of these wells. So I'm just gonna wipe out some of these wells for the patinas. And I'm using Ranger patinas. They are Vintaj patina for all metal. And this one, they've got little beads in them because they're suspensions. They have like a pigment that comes out of suspension when they sit. So you have to give them a good shake. And this one is jade. And I mixed them. And then this one is moss. This mossy one would also work really well in a nature journal if you're trying to create like a mossy, overgrown spade in a wood or something. And then these two are what make it look oceany, like marine. So this one is turquoise, and the turquoise I think is the one that came with these. This one came with coral and sandstone. I haven't figured out how to use those yet. And then, so this one is turquoise. And a little goes a long way with these. And verdigris. And what I decided worked really well yesterday, I thought I had a brush, yeah. I have just, I don't have expensive brushes. I buy the cheap packs of brushes at Michael's. So what I did is I kind of took the moss and thinned it a little bit and then kind of laid a base coat. And having it be watery is good because it kind of will then seep into the cracks between the bumps. And then you can go back and highlight over it. Just tones down the margins, I think, of where you're going to put your highlighted rusty bits. So I guess I've been going through with that one first. And again, I like to keep it pretty thin. And it's nice, all this stuff is water-based. Okay. And then we're going to go in with the other greens. The jade is really overpowering. So you have to be really judicious with the use of the jade. But I tend to mix the other two turquoisey colors, and I want them wet because I want them to blend and move so that it's organic and natural and random. And everyone is going to be a little bit different. And you can also, let this dry if you want more of a distinct difference between your layers, if you dry them between the layers. But I don't feel like I need that for this because the palette that I'm working on, again, I'm taking my cue from this. So the rust in this, see how aqua-y it is? And there's some orange and some browns. And then even on the flat bits, some of those can get rubbed down or mopped back. See, now I want a little more bright on top here because the green started to the green can be overpowering. And I haven't even touched the jade. The jade, I'm gun shy of the jade. Yeah. So it's so easy for one color or the next to start to overwhelm. In the end, once they dry and then have been sealed, they really do dry and blend pretty much. They look good pretty much no matter what. This is actually a pretty forgiving process. Getting those little teethies along the edge because those would be exposed and have a lot of surface area for the seawater to attack. All right, and there you have it. Another set of rusty gears. Just gonna stand up. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Here, I'll hold the whole thing a little bit closer. Oh, I lose my light then. Nope, that does not help. Yep, I lose my ring light. In any case, so thank you for watching and joining me, and let me know somehow if you try it out. Maybe hashtag it steampunk. There's a steampunk hashtag on Instagram, or hashtag steampunk junk journal. Would love to see your work. Thanks. Bye-bye. Have a good day.